Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Real Talk playoff edition of Too Good to Be True podcast. I am your host, Pascal Mayala. Wednesday, we have the game one of the Western Conference Finals between the Mavericks and the Timberwolves. But before we are talking about it, I want you guys to listen to this podcast on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Amazon Music, and other platforms you can listen. And also, I got a YouTube channel called Too Good to Be True Podcast with Pascal Mayala. I want you guys to do me a favor when you go on my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, notify, and leave your comment because your comments means a lot to me. So that's all I gotta say about that. So let's talk about the Western Conference Finals recap between the Dallas Mavericks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. So game one between the Mavs and the Timberwolves. Congratulations to the Mavericks who took game one at Timberwolves turf, stealing game one from the Timberwolves. And I gotta say this is how you steal game one on a team who has home court advantage. Unlike the Indiana Pacers, what they did against the Celtics, they should have taken game one over the Celtics. But this is not about the Pacers and the Celtics. This is about the Mavericks and the Wolf. So, nice win for the Mavericks. Here's a stat that I'm going to read you guys. Kyrie Irving had a phenomenal game. 30 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block. Shot for 12 for 23, 0 for 3 in the 3-point, 6 for 6 in the free throw line. Luka Doncic, he got a phenomenal game too. 33 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. He shot 12 for 26 in the field goal, 3 for 10 in the 3-point, 6 for 7 in the free throw line. PJ Washington, who had a great contribution, again, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, shot for 4 for 10 in the field goal, and 2 for 8 in the 3-point percentage. Now, this game, like I said, it was a back and forth. You expected that a two good team going against each other, offensively and defensively. So what do I take away this game? Minnesota should have won that game. If it wasn't for that Karl Anthony Towns dunk, actually that dunk that the referee overcalled in the fourth quarter, and I'm gonna make that. I agree with the referee on that one because you did not know if the ball would get in. So that's what it was called an offensive rebound goaltending. So they overturned it. What happened next? That I think that 3 points against that 3 points that PJ Washington shot in the last minute, not the last minute, but in the fourth quarter. That was a huge moment. A huge clutch moment to lead to give them the lead. And then Kyrie, closer that he is, closed with the free throw line. and Mavs took the game. So let's look at the Timberwolves stat. So Anthony Edwards, he had an okay game. So he got 19 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 blocks, shot for 6 for 16 in a field goal, 5 for 12 in the 3-point, and 2 for 2 in the free throw line. Karl Anthony Towns, he also got a so-so game. He got 16 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, shot 6 for 20 in the field goal, 2 or 9 on the 3-point line, and 2 or 2 on the free throw line. Now, Jaden McDaniel, when we talk about bench role player play better at home, Jaden McDaniel and Naz Reid and Kyle Anderson are a prime example. So Jaden McDaniel had 24 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, shot for 9 for 15 in the field goal, shot 6 to 9 from the 3-point line, 0 in the free throw. Naz Reid, 6th man of the year, 50 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Shot for 5 for 9 in the field goal percentage, 3 out of 16 at the 3-point line. Kyle Anderson also, he stepped up his game. 11 points, 2 assists, shot for 5 and 8 in the field goal, shot for 1 for 3 on the 3-point, and no free throws. So what can I take away from the Timberwolves? Karl Anthony, I know Karl Anthony doesn't have a so-so game, but you got to know when somebody when the ball hit the rim and they not yet touch the rim to, maybe it will get in or not, it will be in or not, but you do not dunk, because that's one of those calls. It was probably called offensive, whatever. I forgot the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about at the last minute. But he needs to step up. Same thing for Anthony Edwards. I know Rudy Gobert. I know he's like a third option. He doesn't need to shoot like 26 points, something like that. He's just doing his role. 12 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Shot for 4 and 8 in the field goal. So, what can I take away from this game? Minnesota, like I said, Anthony Edwards should step up. Karl Anthony Towns should step up. And the bench, when I said the bench, they were a great contribution. So, like we always said, role player play better at home. And what I've seen, then after this we're gonna listen to after the listening of Kyrie Irving statement. We're gonna look at the team stat, and then we were gonna talk about the team stat. So let's listen to Kyrie Irving after the game. After that huge win against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
All right, Kyrie, game ones have been a little bit of a kryptonite for this team. What was different, though, for you guys tonight?
We came in very prepared, and we knew that they were coming off a grueling Game 7, so we wanted to make sure that we pushed the pace. And Game 1 is a fail-out game, so we knew they were going to come out with high intensity, and we just had to match it. And in the fourth quarter, I felt like we got timely stops, and we did the right things. We did the little things.
You had 24 first-half points, Kyrie. What did Minnesota give you? What did you see from them that allowed you to be so aggressive so early?
I saw the paint wide open once Rudy wasn't in the game, and then, a few times in transition, I felt like I could take advantage. So I was just trying to beat them up the court, get some easy ones before I dealt with Ant Edwards in the half court defensively.
Oh, absolutely. And you've been in this situation in the playoffs and the conference finals. How tough is it truly to win on the road And how important is it to win a game one to set the tone in the series?
Yeah, this is the toughest time of basketball right now. I mean, it's the best players in the world, only 4 teams left, so any little mistake that you make out here, the other team's going to capitalize, but it's a great test. It's a great testament to our hard work throughout the season and all the little things we've been doing for each other on and off the court.
And last question, Kyrie, you said game ones are a little bit of a feel-out game, so what are you feeling out so far that you're going to take into game two?
Well, this game's about to be a wash in about 48 minutes, or an hour or so. It doesn't matter. We know they're going to come in next game and give us their best shot again, and we just got to be able to match it and be able to continue to stick to our game plan.
So you heard what Kyrie said. It was a great testament, and that they're trying to focus on the next game, which is true. Because I always said this: never react to game one. That's why I did not react, because I know I said this, and I made my prediction. If you listen to my prediction, I said this: the Minnesota Timberwolves will win win 7, because I know the Mavericks gonna play their best of their best. And that it's gonna be like a fight. And like Kyrie said, he had 24 points in the first half when Rudy Gobert was in the bench. And that's what Kyrie and Luka and the rest of the team of the Mavericks need to do. When Rudy is out of bench, attack in the paint. Because if they don't attack to the paint, you know the game, especially game one, that Dallas probably going to lose that game. So they need to continue to attack in the paint when Rudy Gobert is in the bench. That will benefit more to the Mavericks. Probably win game 2, but right now they need to focus on the next game. Now for the Timberwolves, what I need for them is to be consistent in game 2. Be aggressive, because I saw in the first quarter Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, and Jaden McDaniel continuing to be aggressive in the paint, outside the paint, defensive wise. And I need that from game 2 on Friday. So for the Timberwolves, they need to be very aggressive. Mike Conley also. I know he has 6 point. I'll look at it again for the stat again. So Mike Conley, I forgot to bring him up. Mike Conley needs to step up also, because he has 6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, shot for 207 in field goals, 1 and 6 in a 3-point percentage. That's not good, Mike Conley. Yeah, I know you're the 4th option, but I need you to be aggressive too. So right now, let's think about it. What do I think what's going to happen in game? Like I said, in game 2, both teams need to stay in the same rhythm. Minnesota need to be very aggressive, and I said very aggressive. And that Karl Anthony Towns need to step up. Anthony Edwards, the number 1 option, need to step up. Because if they don't win game 2, I don't say the series is over. They can get it in game 3 in Dallas. But if they don't stay the same way what they did in the Eastern semifinal against the Nuggets, or against the first round versus the the Suns, the hope to go to the finals is over for the Timberwolves. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. For the Mavericks, like I said, play the same way what you did. Play the same way. When Rudy Gobert is not on the court, attack the paint. So that's all that's how I'm gonna say about that. So let's listen to Luka Doncic after the victory versus the Timberwolves.
Quarter, it's haymakers. It's a rocky fight, back and forth. What do you think gave your team what was required to get out of this game with a victory? Which end of the floor was more important?
Obviously defensively, but we just stayed together. We always talk about staying together, keeping positive energy in the team. So the moment we go down 4, everybody stayed together, and we just said, let's go get a win.
Tim Legler was praising your defense, a couple of key stops, and your role in those. You're making what? Does that surprise you to hear that?
Yeah.
Well,
I think.
Go ahead.
You go.
No, I'm just.
Okay.
Your reaction to that was just your defense, your intensity on the defensive end. Because I would imagine, given how much energy you have to expend on offense, you almost have to pick your spots. But again, he was crediting your defense as being one of the main reasons you guys got the win.
Thank you. But I don't think it's my defense. I think it's our team defense. Our team defense has been incredible so far. We've been playing very good defense with a lot of energy. So all the 5 guys on the floor, we just locked in. I would say it's a team defense.
Kyrie was brilliant. He had 30. And how do you describe, Luka, what he and his experience with all of what the playoffs require? How much are you leaning into that as a team right now?
A lot. 100%. Everybody, looks up to him. We know what kind of player he is, but off the court, he's just been amazing to us, just helping us out, talking to us, keeping us positive. So I'm really glad he's on our team.
It's just one win, but it feels like, Luka, to win this game in that building and have it be the first game of the series, it feels like it's big. Is that the feeling that you and your guys have in your locker room?
Yeah, I think it's a very big game, but we didn't do nothing yet. We got 3 more to go, especially here for us to win the first game. It's amazing, especially in this crowd against this team. It's very hard, so I think this is a very good win.
All right, last quick question, and you got some time to rest before the next one. But if there's a picture of a gas tank, all right, and we got empty and we got full, where's your gas tank right now, my man?
Right now it's a little bit on the lower side, but I try to recover, get a lot of ice, a lot of treatment, so be ready for the next game.
So you heard what he said, Luka, with Kyrie Irving, and I'm gonna admit that I'm gonna give shout out to Kyrie Irving with his leadership and his playoff experience. Which that like I said, it does really help Luka. Because if you remember the Western Conference Finals in 2022, he did not have any help. Oh, I'm probably gonna say this: a player who had playoff experience, and with Kyrie leadership, that can help Luka go in the top. But I got nothing negative to say about Kyrie Irving. Leader, you need that a player like him in the team. Leader, passionate about the game, really be the veteran of an NBA team like the Mavericks. So his leadership, I cannot really say anything bad about him. But before we switch gear, let's look at the team stat. So if I look at the team stat, the field goal, the Mavericks have 43 to 87 compared to the Timberwolves 38 to 89%. Actually not 89, but the field goal percentage 49.4% over Timberwolves 42%. The 3-point, the Mavericks were poor in the 3-point line for 24% of 3 points. Timberwolves also 36%, and it wasn't that good. And the free throw line. What can I say about the 3-point percentage? Actually, the free throw percentage. The Minnesota were poor. 61% over the Dallas Mavericks 94%. Rebounding. I expected, I'll be honest with you, because the Timberwolves actually on both. On rebounding, the Maverick have more rebound than the Timberwolves by 8. 48 to 40. 11 in the offensive rebound to Timberwolves 10 rebound. 37 rebound on defense over Minnesota 30. But in assist, the Timberwolves had 23 and the Mavericks 21. And if you look at the point fast break, the Timberwolves have 12 and the Dallas Maverick 9, which is kind of insane. Because if they had that, they would have that number. Why in the paint? The Dallas Mavericks 62 over the Timberwolves 38, which I don't understand. Even the largest lead, the Timberwolves have nine largest lead over Dallas Mavericks 8, which I don't understand. But once again, congratulations to the Mavericks, Game 1 victory over the Timberwolves. So Game 2 was going to be on Friday, I think on the same hour, 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Switching gear right now, let's talk about the Game 2 preview between the Celtics and Pacers. So what do I expect for Game 2? For the Indiana Pacers, let's start with Indiana Pacers. So for the Pacers, they need to slow down. One of the biggest critics I have, or one of the biggest criticism I had with the Pacers is that they play too fast. They play on a fast pace. And that fast pace will cost you a win, a series. And that's what happened in Game 1. And they need to slow down, play slowly, play a little bit like a slow pace. Because if they go fast, the other team will have another fast break. And that's what the Boston Celtics wanted from them. To play that way. But also, Tyrese Halliburton need to step up. Stop with the turnovers. Stop making a lot of threes, which I know that's his arsenal. And that if he hasn't made a loose ball and made an awful pass, the Pacers should have won game 1 over the Celtics. And Rick Carlisle had to adjust for game 2. And I think that's going to be a wake-up call for the Indiana Pacers. Now, for the Celtics, I did not like the way they play. I do not like that style of play, what they're doing right now. Same thing that happened last year. Remember in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Miami Heat? They're jacking too many threes. And there's an old saying about this. You live by the 3, you die by the 3. So they need to play a slow pace, sharing the ball, see somebody's open, and so on and so forth. And Joe Mazzulla, just like Rick Carlisle, he needs to adjust. Because if they don't, in the finals, they'll cook. And I mean that in an utmost respect. Jason Tatum need to not always jacking 3. Same thing with Jaylen Brown. Drew Holiday, even though he got a good performance defensively, he need to step up. And for Kristaps Porzingis, I know he's not going to be in game 2. I expect that he will show up in game 3 or game 4. But I think game 3, most of game 3. But they need to step up and play team ball instead of individual. Oh, my bad. So that's all I gotta say for today. If you like this podcast, follow this on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and everywhere you can listen this podcast. And if you want to follow and listen on YouTube, it is Too Good to Be True podcast with Pascal Mayala. I want you guys to do me a favor, like, subscribe, notification, and leave your comment, because your comment means a lot to me and your opinion. And if you want to follow me on social media, my X, formerly Twitter's handle is at Belly versus PMM. On Instagram is Pascal_Mayala_15. Same thing with Threads. Facebook is Pascal Mayala. I don't know if they use it, but I will say this. Thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.